Today I'll be reviewing Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. His stories about him growing up in South Africa and everything he had to deal with. You guys know Trevor Noah. He's the host of The Daily Show on Comedy Central. And he just finished this book. I strongly recommend you watch his special. It's on Netflix. I think it's called African American. It's one of the funniest stand-up specials I've ever seen. It's because he's not just throwing in jokes. Because we know, like Bill Burr, Bill Burr just talks like Bill Burr, and it's hilarious. We have different people, Joey Diaz, like he just tells stories, like shit that he's been through, and it's just the way he tells it and the stuff that he's fucking been through. Those guys are funny, but Trevor Noah tells jokes in such a smart way. We are so invested in ourselves as Americans, like we think we are the center of the world, and then he gives you a different perspective how other people see America. He begins by telling you stories how he was born in a part of South Africa called apartheid, where white people and black people were segregated. In South Africa, since they started their entire regime late, they actually studied the United States. They studied other countries that had segregation and how they dealt with people being separated. So they created like this perfect system to be like the ultimate racist country, I guess. So they separated black people in different parts of the city, and black people and white people could not talk. If you were talking to a white person, you'd probably get arrested, and they'll tell the white person not to do it again. His father was Swiss. He's Swiss German, and his mom was an African woman. So he was born a crime. He was a mixed race, which was illegal at that time he grew up in. When he was a kid, his mom couldn't walk with him in the street because she would get in trouble, and the dad couldn't walk with him either because he would get in trouble. So it was just a rough time for him. That he compares himself to a bag of weed. Like if they saw you on the street, you just drop it off. Like, oh, I don't know where that came from. He gives you stories of him going through school and how he was always looked at differently because he wasn't like fully black and he wasn't white. He was a mixed, and they called them colored people. Whoever was like light skinned, they called them colored. And he was kind of segregated from both sides because white people would look at him weird. They wouldn't accept him as white, and black people wouldn't accept him because they thought he was white even though he wasn't. And because he was from different cultures, he actually learned a lot of different languages. So he got to learn English, which was the official language of South Africa, Afrikaans, and there's different languages that he got to learn because of different people in his life. Like his stepfather, he actually learned German because of his dad. Him knowing different languages actually helped him out in a lot of situations because the language barrier can go a lot of ways. Like he says he heard some people behind him like, oh, we're about to rob this white boy, and he turned around and told them like in their native language, like, oh no, oh, well, white boy, I want to help you guys rob him. And then they're like, oh, what the hell? Oh, my bad, we thought you were somebody else. And then they left him alone. Like, he could have got mugged, but because he understood their language and stuff, he was able to get himself out of this situation. In the middle of the book, it does get a little bit boring because you're going through, like, his first love. Like, he's kind of telling you about the first time he kissed a girl, the first time he had a crush on a girl when he was, like, in high school and stuff. And that was like whatever. My favorite story he told was in 5 families shared one restroom. There was one of those outside restrooms, so 5 families shared it. And he hated it because as soon as you went in there was a lot of flies. Imagine 5 people sharing one restroom. 5 families sharing one restroom. That just sounds terrible. I mean, we're spoiled when you think about it. That's why actually one of the things I took from this book was I learned a lot about South Africa. I did not know like so many of these facts, so many of these. I didn't know like apartheid, like he describes it. I did not know it was like that. Although his stories, you might not like all his stories or you might not relate to him, but you do learn a lot about South Africa, so there's that. He also tells you how he had to get into hustling. He started selling bootleg CDs, how he became a DJ for a little while, and eventually how his mom got shot by his stepdad. If you like Trevor Noah, you should pick up this book. I mean, there's no other way around it. If you want to learn about South Africa or another culture, because we really don't know much about other cultures, like we only know about us. So pick it up. I recommend it. I give this one a B. It's great overall. If you get what you're freaking told, it's more stories about South Africa and his time growing up there. There's nothing about him coming to the United States, so he keeps it all in South Africa. There's nothing about him when he went to Europe. It's all about that, and you get to learn about South Africa and his story. So pick it up. I strongly recommend it. And that's it for this book review. See you guys next time.